Hey guys, welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. And this video, of course, is featuring Germans, but slightly different sets than what we had seen previously. Now, I gotta say, this Revell set, this is a set by Revell, kind of fooled me because when I was going through my hobby journal, I thought this was a 172 scale that I had purchased because I'd never seen these before. Um, but it's a really cool set. I want to get in close here just so you can see this. It's got the Goliath remote controlled, um, basically bomb, I guess you'd call it. This was never very successful, but they used them on D-Day to no good effect. But it's an interesting concept. And then they have this life raft or raft, I guess, with two figures paddling that don't fit in there very well because it's too small. You've all seen those photos of them, Germans passing canals in uh, the Netherlands using very large rafts, rafts that could hold like six or more guys in them. And I don't know what's up with my voice. I sound like Froggy. Maybe I'm Prince Charming and just don't know it. Somehow I doubt that. It's not likely that Iggy will get a woman to kiss him to find out. So, this is the officer. He's really cool. But for some reason, when they do figures pointing their finger, it always looks like they're holding a hot dog. See that? It never looks quite natural. I guess because when you hold your finger out like this, it's bent. But here they have it smooth and straight. And it's like, well, is he holding a cigar? Is he holding a Vienna sausage or something? But no, he's just pointing. But he's a pretty cool figure. And this guy here, he's wearing his shelter half as a poncho or as camouflage. And he's got a couple of landmines. And the figure in the back here, let's see if I can move this. He's holding a mine detector. And I showed you the raft with the. See how it just wasn't enough room for them to both sit in there. And this guy here, he's got a pair of wire cutters. And what's funny about this, when I first took it out, I put it like this. And I go, why is he looking at the dirt? And then I realized that I had it wrong. And I set it right like that. That's the way it should go. And then we have a fella here. He's got a ammunition box. And this guy, what's he doing? Oh, he's got a shovel. And it looks like he picked up a cow pie. But I'm presuming that's supposed to be dirt. And you notice that the guy in the raft has fallen out because they don't fit. I like the idea, but I guess maybe you'd have to glue them in there or something. This guy has a bundle of hand grenades. See that? That's pretty cool. You'd use that to destroy a bunker or a tank. And this guy here, I couldn't figure out, is he surrendering? And I kept looking, I'm like, what is this? I don't understand this. And then I found this and realized that he's using a pick, only this part broke off while it was in storage, which is not unusual. Most of the figures I've got are broken like that. Then the next group up is also a very good group. So I like this group. I give this group an A. This, of course, is Revell Pioneers. And the next group is Conte German's Series 3. I love this offener. This offener? Fabric offener? Fabric softener. No, he's an officer. And he's actually pointing what appears to be a pistol. But again, it looks like he's holding a weenie or something. Maybe, well, you know, Germans do like sausage, so I do too. My mom's family was half German. I was very surprised when we did a DNA test and I found out that I'm 66% English. That sort of startled me because I thought it was going to say I was French, Dutch, German with a little bit of Welsh. But no, you'd be surprised when you do a background check on yourself. These figures feel somewhat stiff, like they're made of a resin-like material. The sculpting on these are excellent. These are Conte figures. I met Conte at the West Coaster in Los Angeles. I met him when he was first introducing his figures for Conte Collectibles, and I talked with him briefly, and I thanked him profusely for producing such awesome figures. And my friend Doug was getting really quiet, and then I know Doug, and I know when he gets real quiet, that's not a good sign. And Doug was getting mad, and when we came out of the room where Conte was talking to people, Doug said, "That guy stole my idea." And Doug's idea was to sculpt figures because his father was a professional mold maker and had worked for Aurora and other companies. The company he worked for did outsourced things for different companies. And but he never got around to doing what he wanted to do. And Conte, I guess, beat him to the punch, which kind of made him a little mad. I understand how he felt, though, because it's like you have this dream of doing something and life gets in the way and things keep getting postponed, and he had to work for a living. And Conte I think, was an attorney and made enough money that he could start his project without outside interferences. And it was a great success. I've been on their website recently and I couldn't find anything new, so I don't think they might still be around, but something's going on there that they're not producing anything new. So that's Series 3 Conte Germans. They might even be SS troops, I'm not sure. So I like this figure here. Whoa. Because he is, you can tell he's standing at the corner of a building and he's telling his troops to stay back as he peeks around the corner. It's a very cool figure. I will give you an aerial view with my drone. The drone has crashed. Okay, now on the top shelf are MPC Germans. And I got these in a battleground playset that my wife got me for Christmas. Although none of the contents were marks, they were all MPC stuff. Although they advertised it as a Marks Battleground playset, it came in a lithographed box, and it was a facsimile of a Marks box, but not quite an original. And nothing but MPC was in it. This officer looks like a nerd. I don't care for that at all. He looks like let me bring him down. Maybe we get a close-up of him. He looks like a nerd. Anyway, so I don't care for that guy. I do like the machine gunner. I like him better than the Marks one. I think he's pretty good. So that's well done. I like this guy here. Well, his rifle looks kind of strange, doesn't it? But I like it that he's signaling to this other. Gosh, look how big his hand is. But I like the idea of the pose. And what else here? Now, this one looks strange to me. I'm guessing that whoever sculpted these was very unfamiliar with German equipment and uniforms. It looks like he's holding a Sten gun without the magazine. Not sure why the focus is supposed to be automatic focus, but it keeps going in and out of focus. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And then there's a figure here. I'm wondering if part of it is broken off. What's he holding? I think something broke off there. Like maybe, and he's holding what appears to be a lunchbox, although I'm sure it's supposed to be an ammunition box. It looks like he's holding a Rat Patrol lunchbox or a Johnny Quest lunchbox. And is that a dumbbell that he's holding? Oh, wait, is that a radio receiver? Why does this keep going in and out of focus? Yeah, I think that's a radio receiver. Oh, now I see it. See, there's a cord that goes down the front and plugs into what appears to be a lunchbox, but is a radio. You know, for the longest time, I thought it was a machine gunner whose machine gun broke off. That's fun. It's kind of fun when you look at your figures more closely than usual and you find out new things about them. But I do like this one. So let's review it real quick. We have the Revell Pioneers in 132 scale. And this is a great collection of Pioneer troops. Got guys in the raft. You got the Goliath, Minesweeper, a guy carrying some landmines. And guy using wire cutters. A guy with a bomb that would be used against bunkers or a tank. That must be hard to throw, though. I don't think you could throw that very far because it's top heavy. I don't know. Would you pitch that like a softball? Or would you throw it like a baseball? I don't know. I've never thrown one. This guy's shoveling cow pie or dog poop. I don't know what. I guess it's supposed to just be dirt. And this guy here, who I thought was surrendering, this is the tip of his pick. So take your pick. All right, we did the Conte Series 3 Germans. And then last, I'll do a quick review or sweep of the MPC figures. Let's bring it up like this, give you a drone shot. Okay, that's it for this video. I want to thank you guys for coming along. Those of you who've recently joined the Iggy Army, I want to thank you for that. It's well appreciated and noticed. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't, to go ahead and enlist in the Iggy Army. The more the merrier. It's fun to read the comments, and I recommend those to you guys. And some of them are quite funny. Others are very informative. And that's it for Iggy. My next video, I'm going to present some more MPC. Not a whole lot, but a building from the BMC D-Day set, and also a CTS tank. So that's something to look forward to. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I hope you. There's several things I'm trying to do here. One is to show off. I can't help myself. I show off a little bit. Well, maybe a lot, but I guess it's because when I was a kid, all the other kids had this stuff and I didn't, and it always kind of bothered me. I guess that's why I collect it now. And there are, of course, people out there who have gigantic collections. They tend to focus in on one thing. Like if you like Airfix, you just collect Airfix. If you like, I don't know, marks, you just collect that. I collect just almost anything when it comes to toy soldiers in different scales, like 172, 132, and 1/6. I like everything, which is unfortunate because when you don't focus on one thing, you don't complete anything. You don't create a complete collection. For instance, I love these Conte Series 3 Germans. Why don't I have 1 and 2? Well, part of the problem is my money gets stretched out too thin. It's almost as thin as my hairline, which is pretty thin. In fact, the back of my head, it looks like an eagle's egg sitting in a nest. But that's another story entirely, and one that's not interesting. So we'll stick to the toy soldiers. Anyway, I do spread it out a little thin, I'm afraid. But I like a variety of things, so that is, I guess, a good thing. Thank you for coming along, like I mentioned, and hit the notification bell and give it a like if you would. That lets me know who's out there and what you like. And I'll see you in the next video, which I think I already mentioned what it was going to be. I don't want to repeat myself. I'm kind of famous for that because I forget what I've been saying. Anyway, I'll let this officer lead us out of the video. He's pointing to where we need to go. So I'll say goodnight.